learning Chapter 4, Food Making in Plants. In this chapter, we're going to learn about the process of photosynthesis and the conditions needed for the process of photosynthesis. Here's a warm-up for you. Mika got a new aquarium of fish and also a water plant in it. He placed his aquarium near the window so that the fish could also enjoy the sunlight and be warm. Then Mika got a magnifying glass to look more closely at all the contents of his aquarium. Mika then noticed that small bubbles were coming out from the sides of the plant. Do you know why the plant was making bubbles? Fruits, vegetables, wheat, rice, etc. are the food items we get from plants. But from where do plants get their food? Plants make their own food. That is why plants are called as producers. They make their food in their green leaves. The leaves are green in color because they contain a pigment which is called as chlorophyll. Let us look at the leaf. Different leaves have different shapes. We can identify plants by looking at the shape of their leaves. But all leaves have a few features in common. Lamina. Lamina is also called the leaf blade. It is a broad, flat part of a leaf. The midrib. Midrib is the main vein we see along the center of the lamina. The side veins. Side veins are some veins that we see all over the leaf. Leaf stalk. Leaf stalk is that part that attaches the leaf to the stem or the branch. The apex. Apex is the tip of the leaf. Stomata. Stomata are the tiny holes present on the underside of a leaf. Stomata are more in number on the underside of a leaf. Plants breathe through these stomata. Did you know the sea slug is an animal that uses photosynthesis to create energy? This it does by consuming algae which is not fully digested. Instead, this algae remains in the creature's system and continues to provide food for the slug through continued photosynthesis. Food production in plants. Leaves produce the food that plants need. So, leaves are called as the kitchens of a plant or the food factory of a plant. To produce food, plants need the following: chlorophyll, sunlight, water, minerals and carbon dioxide. Here's a tidbit for you. The food made by plants is glucose. This glucose is the simplest form of sugar. Plants absorb water and minerals through the roots. The stem then transports them to the leaves. The leaves absorb carbon dioxide from the air through the stomata. The sunlight provides energy to the plant. The chlorophyll absorbs the energy from the sun and the leaf uses this energy to make the food. To make food, plants first combine carbon dioxide with water and minerals. The leaves then use this combination to make food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Here's the recipe to make food. Carbon dioxide plus water plus minerals in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives us plant food, water vapor and oxygen. Plants produce food from water, carbon dioxide and minerals using sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. At this time, the plant releases oxygen and water vapor into the air as byproducts. This process is called as photosynthesis. The food that plants make is stored in the plants in the form of starch, and all the food that we consume from plants has starch in it. Let us perform an activity. For this activity, you will need liquid iodine and a few slices of potato. Liquid iodine is dark brown in color. When it comes in contact with starch, it becomes dark blue. Put some drops of iodine on a potato. What do you observe? Did the potato change in color? Repeat this experiment with other food stuff like rice, wheat, banana, etc. to know whether that food has starch in it. All living beings need air. They take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. However, the reverse happens in plants during photosynthesis. They take in carbon dioxide from the air and give out oxygen. Another byproduct of photosynthesis is water vapor. Plants absorb water from the soil by the roots in liquid form and release it from the leaves in vapor form. Water plus minerals plus carbon dioxide plus chlorophyll and sunlight gives us oxygen plus water vapor and food. Let us think. We have learnt about the food that green leaves produce. Now let us look at the picture of a croton plant. The leaves of a croton are of different colors. They are yellow, purple, maroon, etc. in a croton plant. The leaves are not green. So how does a croton plant make food? Croton leaves do contain chlorophyll, but the green color of chlorophyll is masked by the presence of pigments of different colors. The other colors overshadow the green color and so the leaves appear non-green. Conditions needed for the process of photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis is made up of two words, photo and synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means putting together. Therefore, the word photosynthesis means putting things together in the presence of light. As given by the name, the first condition required for photosynthesis is the presence of sunlight. To make their own food, plants need sunlight and this can only happen during the day. Plants make their food in the presence of chlorophyll. The leaves contain chlorophyll. The leaves which are dry or dead do not contain chlorophyll. So, photosynthesis cannot take place in those leaves. Plants also need water, minerals and carbon dioxide to make their food. The more mineral rich and water abundant the soil is, the more food the plant is able to make. Fruits and vegetables which grow in well irrigated and fertile areas are more nutritious. In the same way, the output of crops in farms increases according to fertility and availability of water. So what happens to the food that is prepared by the plant? The plant produces food in the form of simple sugars. The plant uses some food for their own needs. The extra food is stored in the plant and it can be seen in the roots, fruit, seed or stem of the plant. Animals and human beings consume this food. This is how plants provide food for living things which is helpful for them to live. Here's a science top-up for you. As photosynthesis is responsible for balancing atmosphere, carbon dioxide and oxygen, cutting down trees and forests can have a bad impact on the air quality. Here's the glossary of the chapter. Pigment is a natural coloring matter that is found in plants. Starch is a form of carbohydrates that is seen in many foods. Fertile is capable of producing abundant crop. Here's the mind map. Photosynthesis is a process in which plants absorb water and minerals through the roots, carbon dioxide from the air, and energy from sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll to give us food.